Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to ask question number 133/2015 in the oral question under my name to the Minister of Land and Mineral Resources. This question is pretty important. Can the Minister enlighten the House what initiatives has the Ministry put in place to address the complaints against the Ministry in delays to the processing of the lease application?
Thank you. I
Thank
give
you.
the floor to the Honourable Minister for Lands and Mineral Resources.
Madam Speaker, I guess the delays of processes at Ministry of Lands is no secret. The Ministry itself is looking at a few initiatives, undertaking a few initiatives right now to address the delay issue. One of them is the review of internal organizational structure. It's an internal review, just looking at core capacities, the job descriptions that we have, and realigning it to our core functions. Another one which I had mentioned in this Honourable House before is the continuous review of our standard operating procedures, which is currently in draft form. It's work in progress. We are monitoring timelines as I speak on applications that come into the Ministry to see if the timelines we've put in the draft standard operating procedures do accord with what's on the ground in practice. The third one is an upgrading of the Fiji Land Information System of lease, as it's known. Upgrading, I mean, there's a project in place, a harmonization project, a team which is dedicated to that, to try and, first of all, make sure that what's on the ground is reflected in the physical files that we have. And once we get that information on the files, this is updated into a database, the Fiji Land Information System, to clean the data in there. We believe that with the numerous applications that come to the Ministry, it will, at the end of the day, a technology will assist us a lot in improving our efficiencies in that area. Infrastructural development, we've ventured into the use of motorbikes as a means of transport for rural areas to inspect our leases, especially out in the rural, in the western and northern divisions. There are challenges. We're still facing challenges each day. We still have a lot of instances where our timelines are not met, which is why all these initiatives, when they do come together, I do believe, Madam Speaker, that we will be in a better position come the end of the year. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary question, the Honourable
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Can the Minister, Honourable Minister, explain, or any other option, what other plans are there to improve the lease delay issue? Or can the Ministry help those who are in need to extend the lease, as we have numerous complaints from the farmers? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Extension of leases is, the delay might be the issue. There is no issue in relation to extension of leases. What we look at when a lease comes to an end, there's an inspection carried out to make sure that the conditions of the lease have been fulfilled during the currency of the lease. A renewal is based on whether that land was efficiently used for the purpose that government leased it out for, especially in the agricultural sector, a very important sector in our country. It's an area that we give priority to, a lot of emphasis on, the processing of applications for renewal in the agricultural leases. A lot of issues emanating from the agricultural sector, the leases relating to that, is one is the non-use of the land for the agricultural purpose it was given for. This has led to, Madam Speaker, over the years, I'm talking about 30, 40 years, where agricultural leases have been given by the state, but then they have been converted illegally into subdivisions. And now we have people who have paid money to build a home on those leases. So basically, the use of the land has changed from agriculture to a settlement, which government is now looking into, obliged to give these squatters a tenure. It's an issue that we're also addressing at a policy level. We're very closely looking at it now to see how we can address it through policy and working with the Ministry of Agriculture and relevant stakeholders to see how we can strengthen further this area of state leases. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Balminder Singh.
Thank you, Madam. I wish to ask a supplementary question to the Minister for Lands. Can the Minister for Lands advise this August House if there is a process of renewing the lease from 30 to 99, and also if there is to modernize and reform the Act? Thank you. The agricultural lease, Madam.
Thank you.
So the first question is that can the Minister advise this August House if there is a process of renewing the agricultural lease from 30 years to 99 years? And second part of it is just the reform of the Act to modernize the Act. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, it's a promise that was made by Fiji First and its manifesto, and we are implementing it. We're about to launch it, the grant of agricultural leases. The practice has been that it's been given for 30 years, but we have promised the Fijian people, the Fijian farmers, that in relation to agricultural leases, this will be extended to a term of 99 years for all renewals. And the second part of the question, the review of the State Lands Act, the ministry has also been allocated a budget this year by the Ministry of Finance to look at a few pieces of laws that regulate its functions, one of it being the State Lands Act, which govern land administration. There's an internal review, like I said, which is happening now on the organizational structure. There's also a team, a policy and research team at the moment that's looking at possible sections to address in relation to the State Lands Act and other relevant acts.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honorable Shirley Daki.
Supplementary question, Madam Speaker. I understand the primary question is the delay in the processing. I asked the Minister, is there any plans of decentralizing to other parts of the country, decentralizing in terms of the office, setting up office in Raki and other parts of the country, and also decentralizing some of the decision making? I understand the decision making is very centralized in Suva. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As one of the first initiatives I referred to is the organizational restructure, the internal review that's happening. Yes, decentralization is something that has been on the books for quite a while. The issue is building the capacities in the different divisions to ensure that the decisions that are made at the end of the day are the correct decisions. So it's something that's work in progress. We need to build up our capacities as well. And yes, we do believe that at the end of the day, decentralization would be the best thing to do. That would ease the processing of applications that come to the ministry every day. Our first project would be Nosori, setting up an office there, just to try and ease the load from the Central Eastern Division processing of applications. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Semi.
Two questions, Madam Speaker. I would like to ask the Madam Speaker. I would like to ask the Honourable Minister of Lands, in that she stated about the agricultural lands being subdivided and given as residential leases by private people that were given agricultural land. My question is there any actions been taken to recover the money that have been paid by the tenants that have leased the land and converted the land themselves, the original leases, by the ministry to recover the conversion of agricultural land into these residential subleases?
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, like I said, when they convert the use of the land without the consent of the Director of Lands, that's a breach of their lease. So if they do come back wanting to formalize a subdivision, which they have done illegally, there's a penalty that's imposed. That's part of procedures. But in those cases where these leases have actually expired, and so it is actually the squatters on the land that come directly to us. If it's a recovery of money that the squatters have paid, usually these transactions occur outside of our knowledge. It's something we're looking into seriously now because of the conversion of agricultural leases. It's happening a lot in the divisions, and it's something we're trying to address right now.
Thank you.